I was listening to the radio and one guy said that what they should do is, of course, the NBA All-Star Game's coming up in like 2 weeks, and it's Team LeBron versus Team Giannis. That like Team LeBron should all wear number 8, and then Team Giannis wear all 24 or whatever instead of the individual numbers.
They sell some jerseys doing that too.
You already went live. You said if it's just chit chat. What's going on, Facebook? Put our first thing up there, Jay. Or can you? I already said on there. How do you make the first comment?
We have a no comment show today. We're going to get the show started at 8.
What's going on?
What's the deal?
Nah, man, we trying to get rocking here. You just do delete video. Could have done. That's right. We trying to get Facebook up and running.
We need to just make some money and get you a better computer.
I'm about to get me a whole office in there, in that room next door over there.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
I appreciate you, man.
So
let's get into it, man. What is the difference between Kobe Bryant post-career and the Mamba, the killer we saw on the court?
Well, I think it's just.
So we're having some little technical difficulties right now.
It's not on. We're live somewhere else.
We're here, right?
More so.
That's fine. I'm playing the Kobe Bryant clip to start the show.
You gotta let your body heal. You got to do certain things. Business and in creativity, there is no off switch because your brain's constantly working, right? So, the similarities are there. It's the focus, attention to detail. You try to surround yourself with people that are just as maniacal as you are about their craft. And the differences are I don't have to put my body through hell every day.
Yeah, true. Some of the things I've seen post-career that I love are obviously, you coaching your daughter and then your new fascination with writing novels. You go into detail with those?
Yeah, well, coaching the kids is fun. It just kind of came out of nowhere because my daughter just decided she wanted to play about 2.5 years ago. So started coaching her a little bit, and then she made a local all-star team, and that's where we met the rest of the girls that are now on the team. And they all started at the real kind of ground level, but they enjoyed playing so much it just kind of grew into what it is now. And it's been a lot of fun. And then the novel writing really started just with the kids. The kids can't keep reading stories that have no relation to them whatsoever. And I don't mean just from diversity, like a color standpoint. Not only just that, but from the fact that they're athletes and there's no story that kind of speaks to athletes. It's all like, there's princesses and sleep and Prince wakes you up with the kiss and all that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to read my daughters that, right. We enjoy that stuff, but it's not, it's not reality of it. You're not going to sleep and then wake up years later and be successful. Right. You got to work. You got to work. So I wanted to create stories that I could read to them, for athletes that go through that type of stuff.
Tell me what it's like.
All right. Well, welcome to Straight from the Hip. What you heard was an excerpt from Kobe Bryant, and he was speaking a little bit about his post-playing career and how that just the mentality he took from the court into his post-life. So we definitely wanted to start out there with Kobe. I think everybody, if you don't know what happened, Kobe Bryant passed away in a helicopter accident. I believe it was 7 total people on the helicopter, including his daughter, Gigi. So it definitely is a sad moment in sports. I'll admit, when I first got the news, my reaction was I thought it was fake news. Not to quote our current president, but in these times of media, a lot of things come out that haven't been real. I mean, how many times have you heard how many people have died and et cetera, or this person was born a man, and so for me, it was like, no, that can't happen. We just saw Kobe at the game messing around with LeBron, and then to hear that he had passed, it was crazy. The only other occasion I can relate to, and I'm making it about me, but how I felt in the moment of hearing that was when Michael Jackson died for me. When he passed away, and Michael Jackson was in his 50s and he passed, I just remember like it felt like a part of me had died with that moment. And so hearing Kobe pass away, he had passed, it definitely it felt completely like that for me again. It felt like we had lost something that never fully grew to its full development. So I don't know about you, where you were or how you felt. I was actually at my youngest daughter's basketball practice when I got the news. So how crazy is that? But
well, I'm not. I agree with a lot of what you're saying to some degree. I think that I was more not, but it's not that I didn't believe that Kobe had died. I think it's the manner in which he died. To hear that he had died in a helicopter crash was a little bit much for me. I mean, it's you're hearing nowadays about athletes, some dying in their 30s, 40s, whatever, from heart attacks or from issues that they had from when they played football or whatever sport they played or whatever, from the abuse that they do to their bodies, whether it be with drugs for pain or for whatever case may be, or some of them taking their own lives, whatever. But when you hear about he died in a helicopter crash, it just seems like it was so sensationalized that you're just like, okay, I'm not necessarily believing this. This doesn't sound like it's right.
Right.
Him dying in a helicopter crash or whatever. So those reasons are more the reasons why it took me a minute to be like, okay, is this real? Because of that. So once you learned it was real, obviously it was crazy to me. Kobe Bryant was always my son's favorite NBA superstar, and so like I said, it took a lot for me, because I called my son to see how he was doing, and I knew he wasn't going to be doing well.
Right.
And he took it really hard. I mean, my son is 28 years old today. Today's his birthday, and so being 28 years old, and Kobe is 41. Like I said, he kind of just grew up with Kobe,
right?
And that was his guy, much to the way that Michael Jordan's my guy. I used to try to convert the little joke over to being a Jordaner. Like, dude,
right.
Jordan's way better than Kobe. Like, no, Dad, Kobe's my dude. LeBron came along. He's like, no, Kobe's my guy.
Right.
So for that, reason, I was really impacted by it because like I said, I because of my son and the way he was impacted. And then, when I look back, and obviously it was Kobe, and you're seeing Kobe moments that you couldn't help but appreciate, even if you hated him.
Mm-hmm.
You hated him even more at the time because he was having those Kobe moments. But the dude took over some games and just took over some series, you're talking about championship series and whatnot, that in a way that, few people are able to do.
Well, and I would say, before we go to the moment of silence on Kobe, I do want to end with this. I think when I made the Michael Jackson correlation, I never really fully put into perspective why I felt that way. Not for me particular, but just like most of us here, especially for you particular, you're around MJ's age, similar, closer. You grew up with MJ. You saw him as a child, probably your earliest memories, probably of music, probably has some Michael Jackson influence. You saw him as a teenager, as a man,
right,
as a grown, you grew with him. People forget when Kobe retired, he had played 20 years in the NBA. He played in the NBA longer than he came in the NBA at 17, 18. People forget. His NBA career was longer than his non like living career.
Right, I agree.
And you gotta realize he retired maybe 3 years ago, so that got him up to a 2020. So he literally his life was mostly, exactly.
Yeah.
And so we saw him from coming in bald head, popping the gum, looking like MJ, to the slam dunk competition between the legs, to the fro, to like we saw all the incarnations from hell, even from the league hating him,
right,
to him becoming like the godfather of the league.
Sure.
Like we saw that. And so when I made the Michael Jackson correlation, I was making it in the sense that we watched someone grow from his beginnings to the man he became. And I think on a sour, cheated note, I think feel like we're more cheated because now we're not going to see the greatness that Kobe was going to do post-career, but also he was really focusing in on the WNBA. And, everybody knows he has 4 daughters. Sorry, well, 3 now, but I feel like we're cheated now because I wanted to see what the Mamba girls were going to become, especially his oldest, Gigi. So I think we're just going to take a moment of silence. Do you want to do 8 seconds, 24? What do you feel like?
Let's give him 8.
Let's give him 8. All right. All right, let's get back to the sports business.
I'm a single-digit guy.
Yeah,
I won number 6.
Oh, I'm
8. That's it.
As we see, what's hard to find?
Single digit.
You know what was real hard to find? When
that?
I was doing the editing for last week's show, and you made a comment about Jay Cutler, not holding Aaron Rodgers' draws and saying how you were. I was trying to get a moment where I could get a split screen of you in your jersey at Vanderbilt and Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
Oh, the copyright is heavy on that.
I know that's because
they won't let me grab their photo.
Yeah, YouTube knows not to do that because Black man set that up.
I was just trying to get a picture to do a side by side.
You ain't ever gonna get that.
And you get the Smoking Jay next to Boudini, and they went, "Oh no!" Because Vanderbilt was like, "Nah, bro, you want to come up with them chips and dips.
That's right.
You want to get some of this sauce."
You ain't ever gonna get that. I can tell you that right now.
And I know, quick for everybody that's on YouTube, we're up to 3 people. I appreciate you guys. Hang on with us, Travis, if you want to, or Coach, you want to tweet out or put on Facebook that we're all on YouTube. Since something's going on with Facebook, we ain't been get on there. If you want to send a channel to them, because they can look at us live on there and comment. So outside of Kobe, what is your best or favorite Kobe moment?
There's to me a lot of Kobe moments I like because I dislike who he did it to.
Mm-hmm.
What's the boy right now playing with the big tall center, Dwight Howard?
Yeah.
When he dunked on Dwight Howard.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was talking about Dwight Howard was this boy genius and superstar and had never been dunked on in his life. And Kobe did one of them nasty dunks where I think Dwight Howard wound up going in between his legs or something like that.
He did.
After he dunked on him.
But in defense, that was when Dwight Howard had no shoulders.
And that's fine.
He was like small Dwight Howard, like if you can imagine Dwight Howard being small.
Well, he should shut up then. When you don't have any shoulders, keep your mouth closed. Because he run around talking about how nobody could dunk on him and all this other stuff. And first time Kobe saw him, he made it a point to dunk on him. And it was nasty too. It was nasty. Now he kept showing it over and over on TV today. And so like I said, now there's a lot. There's a lot of Kobe moments. I mean, he scored 62 in the Garden.
Yeah.
He scored 80 something. One of his last
81,
home games, 81 or whatever it was. So I mean, there's a lot of Kobe moments, but that was nasty.
I will say you mine, and I know you're gonna hate it a little bit, but I remember it on a negative side for me, but positive for Kobe. I think it was like one of Michael Jordan's last games with the Wizards. He dropped like 40 on them.
Yeah.
And I remember that as a Wizards fan, I remember vividly thinking like, man, how Kobe gonna do this to MJ? Like,
I don't mind that.
But that was Kobe's mentality. Like, I'm gonna do this to you,
that's a change
and you gonna like
guard.
it.
That's a change of the guard back then. That's what it's supposed to be. I never liked Michael Jordan when he was with the Wizards. He should have sat his butt down somewhere. I never liked that. So yeah,
we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, he should have sat down. You know it.
But yeah, if you're out there,
he's in your hometown. That's why he said we're not gonna
we're not gonna do that. Plus, I was a Jordan guy. I loved him from Chicago. They came over to the Wizards. I just knew he was gonna do something for us.
He did.
If you got comments or you want to put up your favorite Kobe moment, by all means, go ahead and put it up there on the text. We'll read them out. A lot of the comments we'll read out here for you. You got questions or comments, put them on the comment line. We'll read them and get to it. Like we always say, this is the people show.
No doubt.
And shout out to the people. We're up to 35 or 36 subscribers to the channel.
Yep.
That we were at 9 like a week ago. Yep. And so shout out to everybody
36,
subscribing.
36.
36. Yep. So shout out to everybody subscribing, man. That's awesome.
Way to go, Coach. You said you would get those numbers up.
Yeah, we got to get more. I'm trying to get to 100. We're trying to get to 100 quick.
Now, I hope my cousin Tony is still watching, because Tony, I'm going to need your help here, because we want to talk about our number one guy, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Let's talk about.
We're going to talk about the curious case of Jimmy Garoppolo. And Coach, I feel like you are the bandwagon, not the bandwagon, but the leader of the trumpet on the uncertainty on Jimmy Garoppolo.
No doubt. No doubt. I think that Jimmy Garoppolo is the key to the Super Bowl. The whole key to the Super Bowl, I think, is Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he needs to play well enough to, when they stop the run, because I'm sure they're developing a plan to stop the run, he's got to be able to keep the chains moving.
Right.
And he has not done anything to prove to me that he's worthy of doing that.
See, and that's where the case comes in.
Yeah, that's where the case
But no, that's what bothers me with that, because majority of games when people have stopped the run, Garoppolo was played really, really well. Okay. When it became a point where it was only passing, like let's look at the Saints game. They stopped the run. Garoppolo goes bananas in New Orleans on that defense that was supposed to be good.
Okay.
We can talk about the second Seattle game recently. He played a very controlled game when Seattle pretty much was shutting down the run. He didn't make any mistakes. He played well. People forget the first Seattle game where we can make a comment that he looked a little shaken, a little rattled. If Robbie goes the kicker for that game, they win that game. And they're only having 2 losses. Okay. So I guess for me, it's like when we had this conversation about Garoppolo, when did winning games no longer become enough for a quarterback?
But I mean, at the end of the day, the objective is to win the game.
Right.
I mean, the bottom line is that Bradley Roby has a Super Bowl ring. When Peyton Manning stunk up the field in Denver, he was terrible. But nonetheless, they won the game. Right. So I mean, the bottom line is that that's always going to be good. You talked about it. You talked about how what's the name in Baltimore? Won the Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer.
Not the other one. Flacco. Flacco, Dilfer, both of them. Same person. Same quarterback. I mean, one because they had a magnificent defense, right? Had a little decent rushing game, right? And they got the job done. I think that the Kansas City Chiefs, though, are a different entity. I think you're going to have to match their scoring, right? I think that they're going to do quite a bit of scoring, and I think it's going to be difficult to match their scoring if obviously if Garoppolo doesn't play where he needs to play.
And I know later we're going to talk about who wins the game, which actually is our next topic, and we'll go back to that topic scoring. But like I said, I guess for me, when I look at Garoppolo, I say, all right, and as a coach, you can probably speak to this better than me. As a coach, if I have a player that I'm saying, hey, this is what our team is based off, a strong running game, we're going to play action, you're going to make the throws that are there available for you, and you'll be successful doing this, and that guy executes my game plan consistently at a high level. Let's not forget he threw 69% completion rate. I feel like what Garoppolo's asked to do, he's doing. And I think every time he's been asked to air it out, he's really been good airing it out. Okay. And I think it hurts him because we go, oh, well, look how these throws he missing. He had 69% completion rate, guys. He wasn't missing many throws.
Okay. But again, you're talking about, like you said, when you're running a ball control offense, maybe you should be a little bit more up there as far as your percentage is concerned.
The highest was 74 with Drew Brees.
I know, but like I said, but again, but Drew Brees is doing a lot. I think that Jimmy Garoppolo right now is kind of in a dink and dunk offense. And to all fairness to him, that's what he was in. But that's what Tom Brady runs.
I disagree, but I'll let you finish your point.
Tom Brady runs a dink and dunk offense for the most part. Tom Brady, I think, might go downfield a little bit more than I've seen Garoppolo go downfield this year. But when I look at, I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to apply enough pressure. Because I think they're going to have more long scores with whatever name is, number 10 running down the field. Tyreek Hill, you know what I'm talking about. And all those guys, all the speed and stuff that they have, and with that gunslinger that they've got, who is probably, if not the best, the top 3 quarterbacks playing today. Right. Y'all stop all that nonsense about him being the GOAT. And all that, he's been in the league 2 years. Jokes run around calling him the GOAT.
Stay on top because you about to go over to this whole tangent.
You're right about that because I'm pissed off about that. But nonetheless, as good a quarterback as he is, I think they're going to have a lot of long plays. I think they're going to score quickly sometimes, which is going to put pressure on Garoppolo, and I think it's going to be difficult. I'm just telling you. Now, bought my San Francisco hat, bought my San Francisco chain and everything.
Not talking
I'm
like,
gonna be
you Jerry Rice in it?
No.
You Tevin Coleman it?
Not that.
You got the bulky chain?
No.
You doing it like that?
I just
West, y'all.
Yeah, I just bought a little
small,
what thing to hold your keys on?
Coach got the Jerry Rice chain, y'all.
Just this little thing to hold my
Coach
keys.
out here blinging.
My little lanyard. And I'm gonna be dressed because that's my team. Do I think we're gonna win? Hell.
Oh, here we go.
He's on the chain gang.
I love the way he just jumps into the topic. Anyway, going to my last thing with Garoppolo was like, I think if you as a coach watched more tape on Garoppolo, just purely like all 22,
I'd be all excited like y'all are.
No, I'm not saying all excited like well, I'm saying I think you will respect the ability of what he throws in because, and I didn't respect this until this might have been 5 weeks ago. Greg Cosell was on Junior was on Colin Cowherd, and he does NFL films. And he said the reason why people feel like Jimmy Garoppolo is so erratic is because Mike Shanahan's passing scheme makes him have to throw in a bunch of clutter and traffic. Okay. Majority of his passes are inside, well, quote unquote, the tackles and hashes. He's like, so when he makes throws, he's having to look off linebackers, safeties, et cetera, because part of Shanahan's scheme is he wants to dominate the middle of the pass. And that's why late in games, when you see those big throws to George Kittle, when he's wide open, that's why, because they dominate the middle of the field so much that when they give him those inside techniques,
he takes out the hashes. Yeah.
And then goes. And when you watch, he shows a lot of clips of it, how Garoppolo's having to throw, even that Vikings game, he throws that pick. And like I know, he misread it. The guy dropped back into coverage. Right. It went over. At halftime, they made an adjustment because they realized the Vikings were not rushing forward for play action. They were laying flat. Right. But Garoppolo threw to where he was supposed to throw to because that was a timing route. He had to let it go. Right. And so it kind of opened my eyes up to when I watched the games. I'm like, you're right. Garoppolo's throwing all the time in traffic. You don't really see him throw out routes and et cetera. He has the arm for it, but he doesn't because it's part of Shanahan's scheme. So I always look at Garoppolo and go, if he was in another scheme where the coaches were having him Drew Brees style with a smart offensive coach like Sean Payton, just throw it all around the yard. Right. I think he still will be a little erratic, but I think his numbers will look better and people will feel more comfortable about his ability to play. Okay. I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna be done with this discussion. Y'all gonna find out later that while he was being a quarterback, he had a secret life as a porn star. Let's take the break. Go ahead. I'm trying to tell you. You listen straight from the hip. I'm your host. What? We not messing with you. I'm your host. We about to get you up off the bandwagon, bro. We about to throw you off the bandwagon.
Maybe this isn't why Facebook isn't like
coming to you live from Georgia. Here with my co-host, Mr. Jason Allen. Listen, we all getting ready for the Super Bowl. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, guys. I know it's tough on everybody, and I know we like to have fun on the show. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Kobe Bryant and what's going on there. But like I said, guys, I mean, we have shared our tears and we've shared a lot of memories about what's going on with Kobe and whatnot. And but it's just like I said, we're just trying to have a little fun today and liven things up a little bit. Right. And that's a good thing about sports. Right. A lot of times when tragedies occur, watching a football game, watching a basketball game, whatever, kind of takes everybody's mind off things like that. So hopefully we can provide a little entertainment tonight and help take your mind off of the tragedy that occurred yesterday. So absolutely. Also, guys, again, we're having issues with Facebook, but we are on YouTube. And I see we're up to 4 people, so people are starting to hopefully understand we're not in our local spot at. Yep. So getting into it, we're about to go start the next segment, what we call the Great Boudini. Come on. Or the Boostradamus. Come on. The coach is going to predict the outcomes. Yes, sir. Of the next couple of topics. Tell like it is. So first one, then you didn't already guess spoiled it. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Kansas City. And why? Because Jimmy Garoppolo ain't gonna do his damn job. Oh, here we go. I will tell you this. Going to your point, because I don't want to make it while we were in another topic. If it does come down to a boat race, I agree with you. I don't think if Jimmy Garoppolo plays lights out, they're winning that game. Right. The only way they're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs is how everybody's beat the Kansas City Chiefs is that they got to run the ball, hold the ball, and keep the ball away. Keep the ball away from Mahomes,
and score touchdowns,
Yep.
not field goals.
I agree.
That's how Tennessee beat them. That's how the Colts beat them. So if the game gets into the 30s, I'm with you. We're losing that game, maybe even 35-31.
Yep.
If the game stays in the mid-20s, I think we win that game. So I don't even think it's even going to be up to Garoppolo. I think it's going to come up to how effective we run the ball.
Yep.
And then if our defensive line can get pressure without having to blitz.
Yep. And the only thing about that is I think the defensive line can get pressure. I just think that Mahomes is a different animal.
Me and you ain't vibing. Don't be saying to some Casey going to be the winner. You're agreeing with Coach.
We don't like that. Patrick Mahomes has just found every game I see him in, he just keeps finding ways to extend the plays.
Right.
And when you extend the plays with the receivers that he has, it's impossible as a defensive back to cover somebody for 7 seconds.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, it's just impossible. It just can't be done, especially when you got a Tyreek Hill and folks like that who can, come back to the ball and you're running full speed to come back to the ball, and all of a sudden he reverses and turns and goes deep.
Right, absolutely.
And I mean,
and he can throw it 70 yards in the air.
I promise you, they work on that all the time. And so, like I said, it's a strategy that they employ. And I think that when you get caught up in it, that's how you get those quick touchdowns. And what you got to understand is when you get a quick touchdown and your defensive line saying, man, that I can't do any more than what I'm doing.
Right.
I can't rush any harder. I was there and he made one of them little wiggle moves and got away from it, whatever. And as a defensive back, you're like, dude, I had him locked up for 6 seconds. I mean, I can't lock him up any longer than that. And then he jetted on me on the – it's very demoralizing.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. And so now your defense is like, what do we do? I mean, I can't do anymore. And it's very difficult. And that's part of why Kansas City beats people. It's because they demoralize you.
Oh, absolutely.
By those quick strike touchdowns.
We saw the Patrick Mahomes run against the Titans.
Yeah.
Them jokers weren't trying to tackle him.
That's what I'm saying.
They was done. They was over it.
You go on a drive where, you got a 16-play drive where you just drove 80 yards and scored, and then they kick off, get a decent run back with Hardman or whoever the case may be, get out to about the 40, and then the first play and the first 2 plays they score.
Yep.
He's like, for real? We got to go back out there already? He's just crazy.
And we saw against when they played the Texans, they're down by 24 points. They come all the way back. And
Now, I will say that that's for one, I'm picking the Niners. I'm going against Boostradamus, and that's more fandom than actual. But I will say this: if the Chiefs start like they started those last 2 games, they're losing that game.
I agree.
If they let them Niners get to 10-0 or 14 or 20, it's over. It's a wrap.
They know that. I agree.
So I'll be interested to see how this goes. But again, I'm taking the Niners. I know you're taking the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. Let's go on and get it on record here.
Come on.
If Garoppolo goes out there and balls and they win the game, will you come back and apologize to him?
Ain't no doubt. I'm fully prepared to do that. I hope he does. You know I'm a 49er.
Oh, I know.
Guy.
I'm just with you.
You know how long I've been a 49er.
I just want to know if you go on.
And for those of you talking about I'm jumping on the bandwagon, ask him. I've been 49ers for years.
Well, you did say the last 2 episodes. 2 episodes ago, you was a Saints fan now.
I am a Saints fan a little bit. I am. They got to do something with Drew Brees. I'm not a Brees guy right now. I like Drew Brees. He had a great career. Sit your ass down somewhere, Drew.
All right, going to the next topic.
Come on.
J-Lo and Shakira get a Super Bowl halftime show worthy to be in the top 5 of all time.
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Well, let's say top 4. Now, I did a consensus, a bunch of sites went over the maybe consensus top 4 Super Bowl halftime shows. Number 1 of all time, they say it's Prince in 2007. Number 2 is 2001, where they had Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly.
I don't like nobody on there, but go ahead.
Number 3 was 2013 with Beyonce and Destiny Child. Number 4 was 2015 with Katy Perry, Lenny Kravitz, and Missy Elliott.
Hell no.
And then a lot of them came in 5th. And so, do you think they can have the potential to get in that top 4, top 5?
It depends on who's voting. Because if you were to go ask for a vote at a Mexican restaurant, yeah, J-Lo and Shakira. Yeah. I mean, how could it not be? I'm keeping it real. Or if you go ask for a vote at a all men's convention, J-Lo and Shakira, yeah, hell yeah. Now,
Isn't the Super Bowl an all men's convention for the most part?
No. You know that. You already talked about. You've been talking for years about how they done turned into a whole women's thing.
Yeah.
Fantasy football. And all that.
Absolutely.
So to be just as many women watching as it is men watching. But here's the thing about it. The women gonna hate on them. You know that. You already know that. They're all looking up there with her old behind. She just sit her old behind down somewhere and all that. She too old to be up there.
They're gonna be in that thing popping, boy.
Just like that, shaking and all that stuff. And she got kids watching. She got kids.
I can't wait.
I know. And them high school kids and college kids gonna be having to go to school the next day. Your mama showed her ass, like literally. So I mean, but no, I'm looking for. I think because of the bodies of work. Mm-hmm. Pun intended, the bodies of work of both of them, I think it's going to be a good show. And I really do. I mean, J-Lo's got a lot of hits. Mm-hmm. Shakira's a big star.
Yeah.
I'm looking for big things. Now, I'm probably going to be disappointed. I'm probably looking for too much.
One, I'll get to Mary. I will not apologize if the Niners lose because I literally said, as a fan, I'm choosing the Niners. And I'm not hating on the Chiefs either. So that's why I will not apologize if they lose. Two.
She just likes Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, that's what Mahomes.
We know she doesn't like Andy Reid. So.
Well, Patrick Mahomes and Zimmerman. Anyway,
Mahomes is I.
Number two, I'm gonna enjoy it no matter what. But has there ever been a halftime show that we all have a consensus that everybody enjoyed or liked? I guess maybe Prince.
No, everybody didn't enjoy Prince. I enjoyed Prince,
right?
But like my son was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, they ain't get singing "Purple Rain in the Rain."
No, he didn't. Get it. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. The young generation, they don't get the whole Prince mystique like we have. I mean, they don't understand. I've tried.
I blame their parents.
Much like the Jordan thing. They don't get the Prince thing. They don't get a lot of stuff that we got. Like I just heard some on the radio there. They were singing something about Bad Medicine.
Yeah.
You know that song by Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Your love is like bad medicine. And they were like, I can't believe y'all listen to that. I mean, I hadn't heard it forever. Brought back memories for me from high school and whatnot. And they played it in the gym this morning. And all the older folks in there, we getting down on bad medicine. I hadn't heard it in a long time.
I just like a nasty scene.
Put a smile on my face. Put a smile on my face. You know what? I'm working out. And I'm doing my thing in the weights and all, and I hear the bad mess. I'm like, that's all right, right there. Look, Bon Jovi.
Like
and the old people the young people man, for real.
I'm with the young people on that one.
Number one, nobody in Bon Jovi has a speech impediment. That's why the young folks didn't really care for the music because nobody had a speech impediment in Bon Jovi. No Cardi B's and all these other things.
Anyway, Andrew Berry is the Browns' new GM. He's the youngest GM in his NFL history at 32. Can he turn the Browns around?
Turn what around?
Okay, perfect.
What about the Browns? He gonna turn around? Not a damn.
Okay, if Andy Reid wins the Super Bowl, will we start putting him in the conversation of top 5 coaches of all time?
See, I hate the all-time thing because when you think about all time, you think about Andy Reid and Vince Lombardi, and they're like, man, you talking about Andy Reid with Vince Lombardi? Shut up! Or you say, Andy Reid and Hank Stram, Kansas City Chief, and same thing, you get cussed out like. Hank Stram was a genius, and blah, blah. So that's why I hate the whole all time. Because whatever reason, even people like John Madden, I didn't think John Madden was all that. But, with him being the guy who does the video game, now all of a sudden John Madden was a genius when he coached. But when you think about Tom Landry, and used to be at the one of the Super Bowl over there. No, but Bill Walsh.
Tom Flores?
No, over at Tom Flores, another one.
Yeah,
I didn't think about him. The Redskins.
Joe Gibbs.
Joe Gibbs.
3 Super Bowls, 3 different quarterbacks.
Don Shula. I mean, when you think about all of those, I just named like 7 or 8.
Bill Belichick.
That's what I'm saying. And then you want to put him up in the top 5? I don't know if you can never put him in the top 5.
So your answer is no.
He might not be in the top 100.
Oh, go, jeez. We're going to the break. We'll come back. Sorry. Go ahead, Travis. What are you going to say?
I wanted to bring up the coaches, though, because we got 2, not controversial coaches, but 2 kind of new coaches at this. Which team do you like the coach more in this situation? Andy Reid, who's been there before, but it's kind of, has a history of choking in the playoffs, or Shanahan, which, of course, the Falcons and 28-3, but the first time he's been back.
I mean, you have to go with Andy Reid. You have to like Andy Reid more. Ain't no doubt about it. You have to. Now, you can go for the long shot and say that you want to go with the young guy and this and that.
I don't think it's a long shot. Yeah, I think one, Shanahan was offensive coordinator for the Falcons when they blew that one, so that's a learning experience. Andy Reid was there with McNabb and T.O. and all of them and lost to the Patriots. But also, let's not forget. I like to do what you do. Let's not forget. Who's Kyle Shanahan's daddy?
Come on. I hear you.
Do you not think Kyle Shanahan's daddy?
Oh yeah,
Mike Shanahan is not going to be there.
Ain't no doubt. He'll be
getting him ready, getting him watching tape with him right now, teaching him how they need to do, how they need to handle halftime.
Yeah, but he can't do that. He can't have him on the field with him though. Here's the thing about it, and it's like you just said.
Yeah.
Just like you just said. Just so y'all know, you know where I got that from? Conde. When I dated Conde.
Oh, here we go.
Me and Condoleezza.
For those who don't know, Condoleezza Rice.
That's right. I used to date her.
Answer the question.
When I dated Conde, I'm just telling you. Here's the thing about it is, you just said it as a fan, because you're a fan.
Yeah.
Mike Shanahan, you know what you said?
Yeah.
Hey, learning experience. That was him losing the 28-3 lead in one quarter. That was a wonderful learning experience. Instead of saying, damn idiot lost the I mean, what you talking about? You should have been talking about, hey, that was a wonderful learning experience. I say, what kind of moron loses the lead 28-3 in a damn Super Bowl? And that's the moron you got right now. Gonna be coach for you.
They just had a team of 13-3.
But now
with a quarterback you don't trust.
Our coach is so smart now. He's got that was a wonderful learning experience for him.
I like how you call him an idiot for a 13-3 team, but the quarterback you don't trust, and you still don't. Like, what are we talking about here?
Hey, like I said,
13-3 with a quarterback you don't trust.
Let's not forget, Andy Reid did lose the Super Bowl.
Yes,
and they were supposed to win that.
He did. But again, I'm talking like what did he just say? You want to talk about experience? We talking about experience,
right?
You got an old fool and a young fool. Which one would you rather have? I'd rather have the old fool because he at least got some years on him and some experience, more experience. I take Andy Reid every time.
All right,
just answer your question.
Let's go into the break and we'll come back. We got some more heat coming up for you. We got the messy zone coming up next.
Come on. You listen straight from the hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from Sugar Hill, Georgia. Here are my co-hosts, Mr. Jason Allen. Travis is the voice you hear. Y'all know Travis. I'm going to murder Travis here in a little bit. Y'all just hold tight. Just hold tight. There's going to be some blood spilled in here tonight. I like that because, you know, they big wrestling fans. I'm a wrestling fan, too.
Yeah.
I ain't as big on it as I used to be.
Shout out to the Royal Rumble.
I ain't watching no Royal Rumbles, and I ain't watching no pay-per-view. I ain't paying no money to see no pay-per-view. I'm telling you that right now. Unless y'all can give me somewhere I can pirate that thing on my phone, because I ain't even trying to watch on no big screen. I'm going to lay in my bed like this, watching the Royal Rumble, whatever they watched last night. But anyway, that's Travis Butler you hearing. I'm about. It's going to be more blood. Didn't y'all say it was blood last night?
Yeah.
Wait till you see tonight when I get Travis on this thing here in a few minutes and we start debating. Anyway, we're being brought to you by the Playbook. Well, we are. If you're listening to us live, we're being brought to you by the Playbook. Y'all know we're out here on YouTube tonight. I don't know what's going on Facebook. I think Zuckerberg does this on purpose.
I think so too.
Because every time it happens, I have to call him and talk to him.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to pick my brain. Because, you know, once we get to talking, he starts asking me about all kind of other things and whatnot, and I'll be giving him ideas. So I think Zuckerberg that's just his way of telling me he wants me to call him. Yeah. So I'm going to call Zuck tomorrow. You know I call him Zuck.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, me and Black real tight with Zuck. So I'm going to call him. I'm going to give him a holler out.
You ever fix that issue with them putting fake ads on Facebook?
No, that wasn't fake ads. They were doing that on purpose. I'll tell you about that.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that's national security. You see this hat I got on? That's national security we talking about right there. Because a lot of that was because of the Russians.
Federation of Black Men.
Yeah, the Russians were. But
sorry. You said too much. Say less. All right, Condi. All right. Welcome to the messy zone. First thing in the messy zone was the Pro Bowl was actually good.
According to who? Folks, this is my thing. Either play football or don't. Get guys out there who don't mind playing one more game and let them play, and let's tackle people. It was great. Let's tackle. Great. And they're out there playing two-hand touch. And you know it's not good when everybody laughing the whole game. I mean, the guys are running are laughing. The guys who's chasing them are laughing. When they're catching, they do like this. And then they both start laughing. The referee blows the whistle. And there was an entire football game played. And I think I counted. I think only 7 times did somebody touch the ground. I mean, how does that happen? I mean, it was just awful. And I hate seeing football like that.
Right.
I hate seeing it. What if it's gonna be gimmicky and all that kind of stuff? I don't want to see it. I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to participate in it. You know, it's like the line, they come off with a hard rush.
Right.
And then after that, they just kind of jog. And then them and whoever they own kind of start laughing together. And it's just like a big old hug fest. It's the brother-in-law thing. And I don't want to see that. I just think that they need to come up with something. Do the skills thing like they do.
I've been saying for years they need to just do a flag football game.
Do something for
the
fans. Get a Chris Rock and some other people out there, some stars out there to play. Put them in the damn helmet.
What the hell Chris Rock gonna do?
Whatever.
You gonna tell them jokes?
I'm just saying like they do in the basketball game. You know the NBA have that celebrity basketball game. Get some of them guys. Get Deion Sanders. Get whoever. I want to see something different. I wouldn't mind seeing some jackass who thinks he can play pro football out there like Kevin Hart or The Rock or whoever. Get the cast.
Don't be trying to rock like that.
Get the cast from Jumanji out there and let them do something.
Danny DeVito too.
Whoever. Get somebody out there different for what you're doing now, because that to me is a total waste of time.
All right, we got Eli Manning retires. Will he be a first ballot? Not saying should he. Will he be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Okay, and this is going to surprise a bunch of you when I say this. Yes, he will be. Why? Because behind the scenes, Archie Manning has already been orchestrating, working his magic, and I guarantee you the first family of football, Mannings, will have him be a first ballot Hall of Famer. If not unanimous. Okay. Because Archie Manning is who he is. Peyton Manning is who he is. And like Travis said a few minutes ago, in the mythical Mount Rushmore, they would have all 3 of them on. I guarantee they would. And we all know that's a bunch of bull. But the bottom line is that because football is who it is, and because the people who are voting are who they are, that's what's going to happen. That you're going to see him probably be a first ballot, maybe even a unanimous a Hall of Fame selection.
Guys, tell me on the comment thread, do y'all think he is a first ballot first? And if you say no, do you think he's even a Hall of Famer?
Yes, he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know if he would be. I don't know if he's first ballot.
He in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame. Yes, he is.
I know he's in the Hall of Fame because y'all let the throw that he made to David Tyree, that Tyree caught the ball like this. That was a great throw by Eli. That was a wonder. Hey. Nobody but Eli could have put the ball right there where he catches the ball on it. I mean,
okay, at the end of the day,
most of Eli's fame, no, he didn't. Just like we talking about Garoppolo right now. Like Jason said, defense and a running game is what got his ass to the Super Bowl. He was a game manager, and that's what got him to the Super Bowl. When his best play is this right here, and every time they show the legend of Eli, now, did he break a tackle or two to be able to throw that ball? Yes, he did. But at the end of the day, you want to talk about the definition of a Hail Mary? That's what he threw. And that what caught it like this, landed down on the ground.
The MVP of that game,
man, please, yeah.
See, you know what's going? You know it's hurting me because you're making me have to defend Eli Manning.
Come on, defend him.
You got to put a little more respect on his name. Hold on, in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl, 1, 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
Yep.
That he did. I feel like he deserved and earned. If you don't think the first one, okay, the second one for sure. I mean, that pass he makes to Mario Manningham on that sideline probably is the best pass thrown in any field in any Super Bowl of all time.
Probably the best pass he's ever thrown in his life.
Probably so.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's not forget too.
I ain't putting him in the Hall of Fame.
Hold on. But let's not forget too. Let's keep it 100. When that run to the Super Bowl, he threw 9 touchdowns and like 1 interception. Let's not forget on that run, he had to beat the 13-3 Packers in Lambeau, where he beat them. Let's not forget that
his team beat.
No, but Eli went off. Okay. Eli went off on that one. Let's not forget the San Francisco 49ers up 13-3 with Jim Harbaugh, who beat the brakes off him in that game, and he still hung in there. They ended up winning in overtime off the Kyle Williams fumble, off the punt, but they were in that game all the way through, and a lot had to do with Eli.
Okay.
Then we get to the Super Bowl. Yes, if you want to say the NASCAR package from the Giants, flustered Brady and blah, 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 cool. But last time I checked, Eli still threw those touchdowns. Eli still made those plays. And at the end of the day, here's the biggest component too. I'll say put a little respect on his name. Name any other Hall of Famer Eli played with on offense.
I have no idea.
My point exactly. If there are none.
Yeah.
And he was still able to get 2 Super Bowls out of that run. I hate doing this because I don't think he's Hall of Fame at all either. Yeah. I agree. But I got to put a little more respect on his name than just killing him.
You can put some on it. Here's my thing is, too, just like I said, and this is why.
Terry Saturday said, "Black man.
What up, boy?" This is my thing, and this is what bothers me. And this is why I say this all the time. Sit down. Just like Drew Brees right now. What happens is these guys try to play so long, you forgetting a lot about how good they were because all you can remember is the last 10 years where they've been boo-boo when they should just sat down somewhere. And that's what Brees is getting to me.
Right.
That's where Phillip Rivers is getting to me. I mean, all of those guys are getting to that point now where you're in the boo-boo zone, where you should just go ahead and retire and let us remember you in all your glory.
Right.
Instead of remembering these waning years. Peyton Manning, I mean, was at least 3 years too late that he retired. I mean, it's crazy.
Number 7 in total touchdowns.
He played for 16, 17 years.
Look, that's what I'm saying. You can, I mean, I'm telling you.
I'll be number 7 in that if I play for 16 years.
You know how I feel about them numbers. Numbers always lie. I mean, I'm just going to tell y'all that because you can make them numbers do anything you want them to do. Because bottom line is, he throws a 1-yard pass to somebody and they run 100 yards for a touchdown. Guess who gets credit for the 101 yards? He does. He didn't do shit but throw a 1-yard pass.
Speaking of throwing 1-yard passes and guys running for 100, McNabb versus T.O. McNabb came out and said T.O. broke up those Eagles teams and they would have had more success if he could either been cool or they would have never got him. 1, do you believe McNabb is right?
Yeah, he is.
2, what? We're going to 2. Should McNabb just fucking let it go?
Yeah,
it's been almost 15 years.
Wait a minute. Definitely McNabb should let it go.
Okay.
I mean, by now, come on now. I mean, because bottom line is, come on, Don. I mean, those who need to know, they know what happened in Philly. They know what happened. You ain't got that. Why? I mean, if you trying to be relevant again, you trying to make your name trend. I mean, the bottom line is everybody knows that. I mean, you look like a little girl sitting up here now crying over stuff because it's over. I mean, how many times have you said that? And I mean, if nobody's believed you now, they're not gonna believe you now. Yeah. I mean, because you said it again. I mean, the people who know, they know. We know T.O. kind of messed things up there because T.O. is T.O. T.O. messed up everything. Where you go, that's my quarterback. He messed up everything. Wherever he's been, it's been a disaster.
Let's stop. I'm not going to blame Philly. If you want to go Dallas, maybe a little San Francisco, I can't go Philly on T.O.
Yeah.
The reason why I can't go Philly on T.O. is
he played well.
Numerous reasons. One, they went to 4 NFC championships before he got there and didn't get the job done.
I agree.
2, when they went to the playoffs, he was injured. He didn't play. They got to the Super Bowl. He balled out in the Super Bowl. Yeah. But here's the thing. 3, if T.O. was the reason why your team imploded, you let him go and you traded him on over to or let him go to Dallas. You got compensation for that. Mm-hmm. Why are you making any more runs after that? It wasn't like T.O. was like, all of a sudden he took 7 players with him.
No. I'm with you.
So how can one man make a team implode? Wouldn't your unity get stronger now? He's out the building and you're back to what you had before?
I'm just saying this. It's just like Antonio Brown to Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
When you become an issue, and it's always some dumb-ass diva wide receiver. When you become an issue and now you are the talk of the locker room.
Right.
Like all the reporters come in, you got a Hall of Fame quarterback over here, you got a Hall of Fame defensive tackle over here, and guess who they're going to see? The dumbass wide receiver, because they want to get a stupid comment that they can put out there on social media and everywhere and get a bunch of hits on it and all that over a dumbass comment because they know he's going to get one. And that's the way it got to be with T.O. That's where bring your popcorn, have your popcorn ready.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, I'm just saying, there was always something with T.O. And so I think that's more to what Donovan McNabb is alluding to. And that's what I'm saying. Do we know that? We already know that. And I know you mad because you feel like you should be in the Hall of Fame. You feel like they should have been talking to you, but they weren't talking to you.
Yeah.
They were going straight to T.O.'s locker, and it irritated you.
Oh, but here's the thing.
And it just had made a hole in your stomach, put a hole in your soul. But baby, heal. I mean, get some prayer. I mean, heal from that. You shouldn't be talking about that now.
Let's end it on that, and we're gonna switch out and get to Travis. We're going because I can't even come in after that. You done told this joke to heal his soul. But you said you're gonna use some words to penetrate his soul.
He needs to. Folks, you listen to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from Sugar Hill, Georgia. Here with my coach Jason Allen, who's stepping out. Travis Butler stepping in. You know what's getting ready to happen here. Hey, listen. Right now, y'all go to your bathroom, get your shower curtain, and put over you, because it's about to be blood flying everywhere. So y'all, what's the comedian used to come out there, that white man used to come out there, and you had to put a shower curtain over you because he be hitting that thing and vegetables. Vegetables be flying. I can't think of his name. You know what I'm talking about?
Gallagher.
Yeah. It's about to be like Gallagher. Y'all need to have something because it's about to be blood flying everywhere. We're being brought to you by the Playbook. Follow us on Twitter.
Go see something funny. Go see Dave Chappelle's skit, Black Gallagher.
Is it on
it's on like Chappelle. So you're on YouTube.
Oh, okay, YouTube.
Yeah. Look up Black Gallagher. Yeah. That's some funny stuff.
There you go. Anyway, come on, Tab. What we got? Give it to me.
Yeah, so want to start off. We're going to start off with the Astros cheating scandal.
Okay, what you got?
News.
Tell me how you feel about
it. Bunch of big cheaters.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Who's the cheaters?
The manager, general manager, players.
Okay, how come the players ain't being punished though?
It is. I think they should be.
But why aren't they?
Because it's hard to go back. They don't have really any video, so any player can just say, no, I didn't do that.
Yeah, but that ain't true because the players already admitting to it. The players already copping to it. But here's the deal.
Dallas Keuchel admitted to it.
They made a deal. They made a deal for immunity if they told the truth about it.
Yep.
So the players already come. And let me tell you why they did this way. Jay. That players union ain't allowing the players to get into about that. That's all that is. Mm-hmm. I mean, behind the scene, they're not going to come out and talk about it and whatnot. But basically, the union is protecting them.
Right.
And saying that you're not going to do anything to our guys because your managers and whatnot came up with it. They are part of management. They're the ones who came up with this scheme and all, and they're the ones who should suffer from it.
Yep.
So some of you have said, and I've heard some people say, well, that's part of it. Cheating and stealing signs and all that. Not when you steal them electronically. And you got cameras, hidden cameras. That's like having hidden cameras in their locker room, listening to what the coach telling them to do. Hey, and when Jason Allen comes up there, we giving him straight fastballs. He ain't no fastball hit. You can't do that. You can't have hidden microphones in the locker room listening to him. And that's where they got in trouble. Now, if you got something worked out where you can steal signs from, like the guy who's on second base, and he's like,
that's baseball.
That's baseball.
Yeah.
That's baseball.
100%.
Right. But the whole electronic thing and all that, no. Because when it is the guy on second base who's doing that, that's why they go in the dugout and say, hey, we're in the third inning now. Let's switch to signs number 2.
Yeah, right.
And that's what they do. So I played baseball for years. I never played big time baseball or anything like that. But I played long enough to know that's what goes on.
Right.
So
next up, another event that happened on Saturday is the Senior Bowl. Should we care? Did we watch it? What did we think?
This is my take on Senior Bowl. I think that the practices that happen before the Senior Bowl are more important than the Senior Bowl itself.
100%.
Because they got all kind of coaches there during the week, and coaches are saying, hey, let me see Jason Allen go up against Travis Butler. I want to see that matchup. Because, and they're doing that kind of stuff to see what's going on. And they're getting to be able to see the things they want to see. Because they're trying to figure out if they want to draft this guy or not. The game itself, everybody's so beat up and tired by the time the game comes. They don't really care. They're out there playing hard and everything else. But those kids are tired because it's been a rough week. And I think that the practices that they had during the week are a whole lot more important than the game itself.
To show you how more important the practices are, and even the NFL teams think this, all the coaches and, staff for every team watching every practice, filming practice. Yeah. They all left on Friday.
That's my point.
There might have been 1 or 2 people per team just to sit there and film the game so they would have some more.
The game's a formality. Doesn't mean anything. It's a formality.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Just for you football starved fans who just got to watch football every day, they put that on there for y'all.
Right.
Yeah. And have them guys out there eating peanut butter sandwiches in between plays. They made the cameras where you can't see that. But that's it.
Talking about football starved, the XFL is coming back by Vince McMahon. I believe it starts in about a month, 2 months, something around there.
The Super Bowl.
They had the preview for last night.
That's what I'm saying. In February, in a month.
No, they had the preview for that. Like the first XFL game was last night. It was called the Royal Rumble.
We're gonna get there. Don't even start that.
It's a Vince McMahon. I mean, it's gonna be just like that.
No.
It's gonna be the biggest butt truck you'll see in your life. Watch, see what I tell you. They ain't gonna be out there suplexing people and doing all kind of crazy stuff. Why? Now,
so hold on. My question is, are you gonna watch? Your answer is no. Go.
Oh no, my answer is yes, because I have to come on here and listen to y'all talk about it. So therefore, I have to have some knowledge. Listen to me. When you do what I do, you gotta watch a lot of shit you don't want to necessarily watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a film critic. So therefore, I got to go watch these badass movies that I know are bad before I walk in there. What's that movie with Adam Sandler? The movie with Adam Sandler's out right now.
Oh, Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. I first time I saw the previews for that, I said, hey, we know about some junk.
Now, said it was good.
I know, that's my point.
Okay.
Now I got everybody saying it's good, it's good. Yeah. So now I got to go watch this junk. Now, I already know it's junk, but I got to watch it because I got to do a write-up on it and do a little review of it.
You don't want to see Kevin Garnett? Kevin Garnett's acting skills?
Hey, Travis has convinced me to go watch it now. I want to see Kevin Garnett acting skill. That's my whole point. You know, it ain't going to be nothing but some bullshit. I mean, who doesn't know that? I mean, that's my point. Do you see what I'm talking about? That's exactly my point. Or like the movie Just Mercy. You know the only reason I'm going to go see Just Mercy? So I can see Travis's wife in there for a fraction of a second, a blurred face. So I can say, oh yeah, I saw Travis's wife.
I think you'll like Just Mercy.
I'm sure I will. I'm going to go see that. I'm going to tell you right now.
I got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way.
But anyway, XFL.
Yes.
XFL ain't going to be. I mean, I'm not. I have very low expectations for the XFL, as I think we all should.
Do you think it'll be better? The XFL will be better than the AAF that was disbanded in
to be honest with you, I don't think so. I think the AAF or whatever it was called,
right.
I think they probably had better talent there. I just don't think they had the organization to make it happen. I think the XFL is going to be a very watered down. It's probably going to look like something between a high school and a college game. That's about the level of talent I'm expecting from the XFL. Now, I know they're throwing up some big names or some people, you know.
Aaron Murray?
Aaron Murray. That's my point. They might say Michael Vick might be playing. I mean, you know, they'll throw out somebody like that who is way past their career, somebody who should have made it but didn't, something like that. You know, a bunch of busts. What's the name? The biggest bust of the quarterback that went to San Diego. He's now a commentator on ESPN. The quarterback, the biggest bust. Ryan Leaf. That'd be like saying, hey, Ryan Leaf has finally figured it out. He's going to be back. I don't know if I want to see that. Even if he does, even if he has figured it out, we still don't want to see it. So that's what I'm saying is that's the caliber of football that I'm expecting, and it ain't going to be good.
Okay. Will Joe Burrow change the Bengals' fortunes?
Can't nobody change the Bengals' fortunes.
I knew that was going to be the answer.
You couldn't put Garoppolo and him and put Lamar Jackson back there, tailback, and let him throw balls on. You couldn't give them two balls out there and change their fortune and let them have a way where y'all can throw two balls and only one of them count. Whichever one you want will count. They can change the rules of football. Ain't gonna help the Cincinnati Bengals.
I believe in the Bengals. I believe in Joe Burrow. I'm hopeful.
I know, and that's why Las Vegas makes a lot of money.
That is true.
That's why all people like you, they'll be raking in money.
Recruiting rankings and classes. What do they mean, if anything, in terms of my team got top 5 or my team was top 20 or whatever?
Not damn thing. Who knows what? Who knows if you got top 20? How they know you got top 20? Let me tell you how they say you got top 20.
Evaluation.
Because the same people evaluating what? What you evaluating? The kids?
You got to evaluate film. You know,
talent. That ain't it. But who's evaluating? Half of them guys who evaluating these kids ain't ever put on jockstrap. So, Joe, I mean, what you evaluate? Let me tell you what I was told. You know how they know somebody's a 5-star kid? If I can look at him now and tell he's going to be a first-round draft pick when he gets to the pro. Oh, so just forget college. Let's just bypass college. You ain't think about college. If I can look at a kid in high school, Jason,
Right.
and tell that he's going to be a first-round draft pick, if you can do that, you need to be going to work for the 49ers or somebody else.
Right.
If you can do that, you should just bypass what you're doing right now and go get that job. I know where you can work. You can work for the Cincinnati Bengals or the Cleveland Browns or the Tampa Bay Falcons. There's a lot of teams you can work for in the NFL if you can do that.
The Browns just hired that dude look like your cousin.
32 years old.
He look like your cousin, bro.
32 years old.
35. He
Dude,
game.
you want me to tell you, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and spoiler alert. Jackass of the week. Again, I mean, it doesn't get, listen. How does this always happen to them? If it was me, I'd be like, wait a minute. This just going to make us look stupid again. So we're not going to do this. I'm just going to tell you that right now. We're not hiring no 32-year-old child to come up in here after we already hired a coach. Guess what he might do when he walking in? Well, I don't like the
Jerry
coach.
says you need to stop.
I want to fire the coach. It's awful. It's awful. I mean, but it is so like the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
That's why you just got to sit back and laugh. And it's like I told y'all, I think they do that stuff on purpose. I think they try to stay bad because you can't be that dumb to keep doing stuff like this. You can't be. First of all, you hire a coach before you hire a GM. Then when you do decide to hire a GM, you hire somebody's pet or whatever he is, somebody. I don't know what pictures he got of somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing. Why? Why would you hire a 32-year-old to be a GM? If I walk in there for a contract negotiation with you, well, how are you going to negotiate a contract with me? And I've been in the league longer than you have. I mean, ain't nothing you've done that I haven't done longer. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so how are you going to get up in there negotiating with me over? You don't understand.
Maybe he's a smart businessman.
The GM of a team is like the guy. Like what's his name in Cleveland put together a beautiful team. Put together had Baker Mayfield, had Odell Beckham, had Landry. I mean, he put together had the boy that hit him with the helmet. He did all that.
Myles Garrett.
He put together on paper a beautiful team, but then had a fool for a coach.
Only thing I'll defend the hire for, it is a brother, so I'll defend it. We got on Rudy Roll last week.
Yeah.
I'll defend the hire because of that only.
Okay, last but not least, Jerry says put a muzzle on it. So
Jerry Badner.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody care about Jerry. Nobody care about Jerry. Jerry, y'all go try to win something. I saw your basketball team get beat the other day by somebody. I mean,
LSU.
Yeah, Texas, LSU beat Texas in whatever was the SEC Big Ten battle.
12.
Big 12, whatever. Y'all terrible. Y'all suck at everything. Win something. Jerry, don't come back on the show until Texas wins something. When they win something, hey, listen, I saw on ESPNU, I think they got y'all in checkers tonight against somebody. Go win that and then come back on the show. Do that for me.
Okay, last but not least, WWE Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre wins. Let's all be happy. I picked that. I called that one, by the way.
Who cares? Who cares about that? Who cares about Drew McIntyre? Nobody.
Jason Grayson's hands.
Yeah, Jason is raising his hands. Nobody. He ain't trap partner. Y'all know that. That's why I gotta have y'all. That's why I need y'all to be here. To be on my side.
Exactly, because we
Drew McIntyre.
So, yeah.
Please. He's terrible. Anyway, folks, we got to get out of here. It's 9 o'clock on the nose.
Yep.
So we got to run. We thank everybody for being here. Sorry, Facebook. Facebook shut us down tonight. We got them on YouTube. Appreciate everybody for flipping over, who flipped over. Appreciate Jerry Badner. And Jerry's a good guy. He's always on the show. Appreciate him for being here.
My mom came over. Fee came over. My boy Tom.
Fee came over.
My boy Tom.
Yeah.
He just had a birthday.
Folks, listen, we might start making this our medium because we have too many problems on Facebook. So I'm gonna talk to Zuckerberg and see what's going on.
Right.
And if Zuckerberg can't get his stuff right, we gonna switch venues here because we gotta be able to get the phone. It ain't fun to me unless I'm seeing the comments, and they got it set up right now where I can't see the comment.
Right.
So I need to see what's going on with Fee and all my folks out there, my people out there talking to me. I didn't know what the hell going on. Yeah, but y'all read them to me. You ain't read one to me today.
I just told you. Put a muzzle on
Is
it.
Terry out there? I need to see if Terry's out there.
Terry wasn't out there.
See, my baby ain't even out there. I should have shut the show down if I'd known that.
Yeah.
If I'd known Terry wasn't out there, I'd have shut the show down from the beginning.
Jerry says all he hears is blah, 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 blah,
I know.
blah.
I know
So
that.
there you go. There's a
I know
comment.
because
Saturday in the building.
yeah,
There's a comment.
you know why all you hear blah 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 blah? Because we talking about Texas wins, and that's why all you hear blah 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 blah. Because there ain't no wins in Texas. Anyway, we'll see y'all.
Jerry said we should stick with this because the camera picture's better.
Whatever. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip.
You gotta shut that one down. Shut the YouTube down.
Yeah.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.